Good evening. Welcome to the Town of McCandless Planning Commission meeting for April 2nd, 2024. We have one item on the agenda tonight. It's Brown's Towing and Repair Conditional Use Application. You started it last time you were here, but you can continue to make a presentation based on some of maybe the comments we'd made last time.
Yeah, they should have sent you maps.
We did.
But
And is
they-
that probably going to bring it up?
Just let me know whether like you want the landscaping or
Or
the
you-
parking, well. Yeah, I can bring them both up, but. What do we want to start with?
Either one.
And the landscaping, he came in. He looked at it, he drew up one and then we sent it and then he came back and drew up another one and sent it back.
I'm sure which one we've seen. We've seen the second one.
This is the later one, yeah, because
Okay.
the first one was
He had some
not
kind
done
of
with native plantings.
Right,
So
he had
this one
some
was
different-
updated.
Okay,
trees and stuff in there.
okay.
And has somebody looked at the clear vision to make sure that the arborvitae's are set back far enough for,
So this is, if, assuming this is the full width of the buffer here, this thing is 30 feet deep. So looks like this is about half of it. I would say that this is about 10 to 15 feet wide. That has the gravel on the side. If you're talking about this is already where it's pulled back.
that's what I'm just trying to see is if
Well,
this,
That corner,
Yeah.
yeah,
he had plants there, we had to have him pull them out.
Right. so there's
Yeah.
enough for a
So you can
vehicle to
see.
see.
If you look where it says that cement walk, it's not really, it's a parking space for the crossing guard, is what it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
That tree's right at the corner of that
Yeah.
one. And that leaves that whole corner open, so you don't block none of it.
and the plantings that are on that side next to the gravel are what kind of plantings?
They're 6 to 7 feet.
What's the variety of plant? What is it? Is it,
They're an arborvitae, I think.
Yeah.
is that the arborvitae?
It's like a green giant. I think.
Yeah.
Like green giant.
Is that,
Yeah.
there's one of them that the deer love, that it's,
They love everything this year.
It's on our
Like
list.
all everything.
They ate my roadie
It's-
this year.
It's allegedly deer resistant.
oh,
It's supposed to be, but.
okay,
Yeah.
They
good,
still-
because
Yeah.
they will eat those other ones. nothing.
I fear you've told me that you've had these eaten on your property before, but
Yeah,
in theory.
okay.
you're supposed
But if this is the one that's deer resistant, that's,
Yeah, they're supposed to be, but.
that's a good
Yeah, I
start.
don't think anything is anymore.
No, I don't think so.
I think they eat it all.
Little buggers.
Um,
I hate them.
And the other side, if I'm not mistaken, were forsythia?
Yeah,
Correct.
just the three, just
Oh,
the,
those three, okay,
Yeah.
the three at
clusters
both
here,
corners.
yeah.
okay,
And then the ones in between, these are the same.
like the
Okay.
other side.
same arborvitae's. They love forsythia too, at least
Yeah.
they love mine in the
Yeah,
backyard.
Wish they'd
first
eat
time
mine. They're not
they
eating it.
Put in different colored ones and stuff, but then they're
Yeah,
not really. For here.
he's referencing the native. plant list
Indigenous.
That we have from
Okay.
BAC.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's,
It was a nice plan, it's just that we
Yeah, right.
want
I
Pennsylvania
understand.
plants
I
now.
mean, I just called them and went over everything and told them what we needed and.
So a question on the drawing. The gravel parking, I'm not really,
That's all gravel, like between. Where the pavement is.
the
right
pavement
park.
behind you
Yes.
on, there's a slope there. The driveway behind you,
Yes, it goes down to the road.
right, there's,
In between that parking and the other parking, that's all gravel. I wanna say that. It looks like whenever they dug up to put that drain system in from the other building. Cause they put a drain system through there, that's all gravel right there. In between that whole section, it's all gravel.
when I drove in there, I thought it looked like there was a slope difference between the two, but I may
No,
not
it's
be in the
actually
right spot.
level with the parking, both parking.
Okay. And it didn't look like, there aren't dimensions on the plan, which is one concern that I have. But it didn't look like there was sufficient space where you've drawn that the wrecked cars would be located. And last week when I went by, there were a series of vehicles parked in spaces 3 and 4 that you've numbered on the plan. One of them being quite wrecked. it was gone within the 24 hours, which I assume, I saw it one day, it wasn't
Yeah,
there the
there.
next, I don't know how long it had been there. But he was in one of those parking spaces, so is it your intent? I'm trying to understand your intent. Your intent would
We
be,
should have enough room to drop them in the ground. We
Okay.
talked to the dumpster place. They said whenever everything comes, they can put the dumpster on the other side at the back of the one parking lot. At the back of the one parking spot. There's one parking spot. If you look behind the building where we tore the back of the building off. They can put the dumpster there and still have access with the wires.
If it helps, they pulled up on
an
the
aerial?
screen,
Yeah,
yeah, so you can see the
That's all
gravel,
gravel.
this is where
Okay.
this is identified. As the,
And that back of that building is not there no more.
this chunk
Okay.
right here,
I didn't notice.
Yeah, that was all.
oh, I
fallen
see
down.
where you whited something out, but I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah, that back of that building was all falling down. So we took it completely off.
So now it's a perfect rectangle.
Yeah, it's
That
a
little
perfect
bump out
rectangle.
doesn't
Yeah, that
exist.
back part is not there.
Okay, I haven't
I
noticed.
mean, literally, it was falling down.
yeah, so then these are the plans.
It would look like it was an old cooler and somebody put a roof on it. Is what it looked like.
Okay. You want to,
Answer my question.
can you pull up the parking?
You're good, Joe. I have you down. I just wrote it down.
All on there, yeah.
I can't read what's written underneath this, the front of the building. What does that say?
It's a key, so the
don't know.
FB, which are the, like these.
The
cemetery, the
flatbeds.
flatbeds,
Okay.
WR's records.
Okay,
And then SR,
Service vehicles.
yes, and then this is a light pack. Pole? Pole,
Right there in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a-
Light pole.
yeah, it's a pole.
yeah.
Um. So this is your proposed parking scenario?
That'd be the most efficient
Okay,
parking way
and the recs will be
on the ground.
1, 2, 3, 4 on the gravel itself,
Yes.
not in,
They
not
put
in
it-
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, they should actually be able to park 2 cars behind the ground. On the ground.
Okay,
Behind the delineated
Yeah,
parking
where the
spaces,
truck
1, 2,
parking,
3.
right.
So these are. I apologize if I am just misunderstanding, so this
Wait,
is,
is there enough room to park cars on that gravel?
Well, that was the question I had.
There's
initially.
there's not a lot of space between.
There's quite a bit of space there.
And so if trucks are parked in those spaces, how do you get the wrecked cars into the gravel piece? Cause you can't get it from the back of the building.
No, you just move the truck and put your car in and put the trucks back.
so if there's something in 1, 2, 3, or 4, you move them in order to put the wreck cars
Yeah, you.
back on the
move
gravel.
Truck, but most of the time there ain't a truck in all of them at the right now.
Okay,
yeah.
And you're using, the thought process is you use the vehicles parked in 1, 2, 3, and 4, those.
Never
the
those-
trucks,
Right.
Just
they're not-
freeing
Yes,
anything that was a damaged vehicle from Perry Highway.
exactly.
It looks like this gravel area, I mean, the property lines on my. I'll just pull this up so everybody can see it.
Yeah,
The property lines on my GIS aren't exact.
Mhm.
We always say they're not survey accurate, but they're pretty darn close. But the measurement tool is pretty reliable. So this appears to be where the gravel area starts.
Looks like
Unclear
about
whether
20
it's
feet.
exactly on there, but I mean, it's definitely what is shown on property, you know, by
Yeah.
this overlay is about 20 feet, but it might
Yeah.
be as deep as 30.
and go back to the
Yeah.
parking. if you-
And
You,
septic.
you did say you'd be willing to not leave the wrecked cars there and just deliver them somewhere else, correct?
Yeah, we can. I mean, I don't have a problem trying to help and do whatever we gotta do. I mean, I really don't. It's not, we're not that far from any other yard.
So if that were a condition, you would accept, you would be okay with it?
Leaving cars,
If the condition was that you would not leave wrecked cars at this lot, that would be something you're okay with?
I would have to look into it, yes, but I would be definitely look into it. Or the fact that if that's what makes it change, I would definitely look into it.
And maybe discussing some sort of time frame,
Yeah.
like not overnight or something, because understanding that sometimes you just need to drop the thing and switch a vehicle or grab something in the office. I don't know, maybe that's,
I mean,
You
like
know.
the other day, they called us for 20 minutes.
That must have been the day I drove by, because there were several vehicles there.
So that was whatever day, one day we had a meeting. With the cops and stuff. So,
And so in the future, the tow trucks that currently, at least today, there were two of them that had pulled in and were just crossways in front of the building. There were two of them. Is that gonna not occur based on this new parking?
Yeah, I could stop whatever we gotta stop. I mean, then we're probably guys running in or leaving or whatever they were doing.
I don't know. I can't tell what they're doing either. I just drove by and there were two trucks, across the front of the building. One close to the building and then one in a light position, but just closer to the street. Okay. Any comments,
Questions?
Shelley?
Thank you, how many tow trucks work out of this facility?
Totally right now. So you got 5 flatbeds. One record, sometimes 2 records, and then you got 4 service vehicles, 5 service vehicles.
But the service vehicles can fit
They're
into
parking.
the regular parking spaces, so I was wondering, you have adequate parking for all of your service vehicles,
Yeah.
so if someone was concerned about parking willy-nilly in front of the store, that you do have adequate parking.
Yeah, we have adequate parking. There's plenty of parking.
And your service vehicles are pretty much just pickup trucks, right?
Pickup trucks or vans, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I mean, a record is just a pickup truck. And that's all they are, with a different body on the back.
I do have a question, though. You said you do 3,500 cars a month,
Yes, out of that location,
which is 115 a day
at
roughly.
least.
And majority of that is in the rush hour, morning and evening.
AAA, yes.
Okay. So
That's
you're
all
coming,
day.
you're coming down 19 south,
That is a lot.
and you gotta cross a double yellow line right before the corner where school buses are coming in and out. I do have a concern about traffic congestion at those particular times. It's, at noon, you don't have to worry about it, but those particular times, you got tons of buses going in, tons going out. And if I heard you last time, you said you're backing some of these cars into the lot.
No, we pull into the lot and then back it.
Okay,
We have enough room, I can turn my trucks around in the circle,
okay. So
but
I
that's
just
for,
ask for a clarification on what you're asking now, because 3,500 vehicles do not go through this
No.
site. You handle
we
3,500
3500.
vehicles,
We tow for AAA.
right?
If you break down in Etna, we tow there, we tow here, we tow all over. Our whole area that's 3,500 vehicles we do out of that yard.
Okay, and how many would you do roughly out of this right here?
That
Just
yard, we do
they come in,
30
they
How
come
many
in and out.
vehicles come in there?
Yeah.
Very few. We don't bring them there unless they're wrecked. The only vehicles that come there is a wreck. No other vehicles come there. Like most people, we don't bring vehicles to store them. For like somebody that broke down. We pick them up where the person broke down, we take them to the garage they want to go to.
Okay.
Or we go change their tires and they're on their way. Go drop their car, change their battery, whatever it'll be.
So it's only wrecked vehicles that will
The only
be.
vehicles that come in there are a wrecked vehicle. Some days there's none. Some days there's 6. But for the most part, like today, there was none. They had 2 vehicles come in. And then it was probably sometime during the morning and then they left this afternoon.
Okay, there were two there when I
Yeah,
went by
they
today.
had 2 vehicles come in. It
Okay,
was Santa Fe Trax and Subaru, but they were gone before I got down there at 5 and they were already gone.
okay. Yeah, there was a gray pickup that was pretty well smashed in the front and then a blue something.
Yeah, it was
Smashed
a
in the
light-
back.
it was a light gray bluish, that's a Santa Fe track.
Yeah.
See, that
They
was
were
what,
gone.
that was what I was trying to understand when he was explaining his business model last month. It is, a lot of these, even the flatbeds aren't there
No.
necessarily. They are out
They're
on,
the road.
on the road doing whatever.
Yeah, they don't pull in there and out of there like all day
Okay,
long. In
so
the
that
morning, when
issue
they're
is
busy,
minimal.
Yes,
There's still the issue of wrecked cars on that lot. That's a concern, obviously, given all we've talked about on the comprehensive plan of what we'd like that to look like. The residential on Hillview, I still have that concern. I know the issues we talked about last week, but
But I'm not
I'm a
understanding.
little more comfortable if you're not parking wrecked cars there, that
Mhm.
makes it a little easier to swallow.
I can guarantee it'll look 10 times better than a couple of the other places on the same street. Like there's wrecked cars, if I would go down through there, you got probably 4 body shops. And 4 garages. And they hide them pretty good. I mean, but they're there, except for the one garage. Which I won't mention no names, but I'd be ashamed if my place ever looked like that. I really would. I mean, I've had garages for many years and they've never looked like that. But that's just me.
and so what you're offering with this application is that any wrecked vehicle that might be on the site might be deposited on the site until you're figuring out where it goes.
That's usually what it is, and
Well-
usually they're gone pretty quick.
Will not be there. What you had offered last month would not be there over 24 hours.
Yes, they don't say when. Yeah, I take that back. I don't want to mislead anybody. If it happens Friday night, it's gonna be there till Monday morning sometimes. Just for the fact that you can't get a hold of nobody. Most of the time, most people know where they want their vehicle to go to. Most people do. But there's a lot, when the insurance company calls, they don't know where to take it. They don't have no clue. If somebody's in a wreck, a lot of times, nobody knows what to do with their vehicles. When they're,
I hadn't really thought about that.
Will that the plantings on the Hillview side, does that go back far enough to cover the gravel parking where you'd have wrecked cars?
I don't think so.
no, it's probably 2 feet, 3 feet, that's short. But there's a gas. I don't even know what it actually is. It looks like a shut off valve, like a gas. That's where the gas comes in. There's like a big meter with the shut off and everything.
Oh, a natural gas.
Mhm. It's all. It ain't got no monitors or nothing on it, but it is natural gas. So I don't know if it's like a transfer or, and I'm not sure what that is.
Be a pressure
I'm gonna
station,
say
a
it
step
might be a
down.
pressure station.
Yeah.
Where it shuts off like multiple areas.
Yeah, this is pretty grainy, but I mean, it actually looks like on,
No, it goes pretty far.
yeah,
does,
but
it's
it
only
looks,
like
it looks
2
on the
feet.
aerial, like
Yeah.
it covers up a lot more of it than just on the
Yeah.
plan, actually.
Yeah, it's actually only like 2 feet that ain't actually covered. I mean, if the trees grow wide, I'm sure it's covered, but there's 2 feet there that. When they put that pipe in. It's a drain system from the other property. They brought it around, literally, it goes around the back of the building all the way over to the ditch. Well, that's all buried, if you're looking at the building, the left side of the building. It's just concrete. Like a concrete swell
So
that comes into the drain.
the gravel area on Hillview is actually a stormwater. Right? That's for runoff?
No, the gravel, what,
Yeah,
on
this
the
half
ditch
of
on the
it.
side?
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
Hillview side, that's a water, that's
That's a ditch.
yeah,
It's a,
that's a water run.
we prefer to call it a stormwater.
Okay.
It's a ditch, so.
It's full of gravel, like big rocks. I mean, they're big too.
Can I ask you a general question? It has nothing to do with this. When I was there a while ago, somebody was taking, it looked like similar to a gas pump from the building and pumping something into the side of a truck in a small tank. What would that be?
The inside the building?
Yeah,
It's depth.
It's what?
Yeah,
I've seen that. I forget what DEF stands for. What is-
diesel exhaust fluid.
Diesel exhaust fluid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And is that a new thing?
Global warming.
Is it new? No, it's not new.
Okay, and what does it do?
It's getting more strict. It's for pollution.
It limits the diesel exhaust somehow, probably?
Well. Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Yeah.
We're,
The intent is,
yeah.
It,
okay.
the intent is to limit it.
Right, the intent is.
like my car shuts off when I stop, yeah.
So you have, is that a flammable thing?
No.
And
It's
do you have a tank, how big is the tank inside?
300,
300 gallons?
but it's not flammable. It's not,
I, that's not.
I don't even know what it actually
It's
is.
urea, it's nitrogen,
Nitrogen?
pretty much inert.
Okay.
So, but it's inside and you take a hose to the outside to put it into your truck or,
Into the truck.
Tax
Okay.
truck.
okay.
Do you have block heaters for your diesel engines for the winter?
Well, they all have them, but we don't use them. I've never used.
Okay.
The old trucks, you had to. But the new trucks, you don't have to anymore.
Okay.
They all got block heat. You turn the key on, you leave the key on, it heats it up. You turn the key, it starts. I
Technology.
mean, I've seen well, I have to say, the only time I haven't had a truck start was probably 7, 8 years ago, maybe. When it got down to like 0 and below for 2 weeks straight.
Sorry.
But other than that, the diesel, they're a lot different now. They really are. And then 3 of the trucks that are there are actually gas.
Sorry, just a
The little
heads up,
truck.
we have a tornado watch.
Yeah,
We do?
Yeah,
I mean, it seems that nothing is coming through on the radar until closer to 9 PM, but if your phone
yeah,
speaks to you.
that's why my
Yeah.
iPad just
They
yelled at
they
me.
all
Yeah.
the way up till like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's the radar has been all over compared to what they thought earlier, so I think we're okay, but.
Well, what I think you've done, and this is good, is given us foliage against hillview. You've added trees and arborvitae and
Yeah.
forsythia and whatever else. So that's good. I hope they grow fast and I hope they
Well,
grow.
when he told me that they're already supposed to be 6 or 7 feet.
Okay, and I hope they grow thick. Because I think that would benefit everything if that view is blocked by foliage. I think that's the intent. And on the other side, you're gonna do the same thing on the north side.
That's just to pretty much make it look better.
And so I appreciate that, and that's a good move on your part. I would like as much of the Hillview side to be blocked, if you can plant those extra 2 feet, plant them. I mean, I don't know, you said there's something
I'm sure
there.
You can. Yeah, I mean, I know the gas was just out there because we had to call,
There may be an easement that you can't plant.
And there may
we
be,
had to call them to put their stakes in, just so you know where to dig.
Yep,
So
right,
we already did that just so we knew. Because we didn't know where you could actually dig there before,
understood,
I mean, we had to figure out what you could plant there before you even attempted to
okay.
put anything down.
Well-
And as for, I'm gonna say you can, because we ripped a shrub out of there that was dead all the way to the top, so I'm gonna say you should be able to plant right on that corner.
Yeah, that's what.
Cause I mean, like the other side, the 4 or 5 that are already there, they still, to me, they need ripped out anyway, just cause they're already dead.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the
Well, if you
top
could,
2
if you could
feet,
do that, that
there's some
certainly
trees there
would be
though,
helpful.
that,
because I was.
like I was talking to the guys, them are nice trees, I don't know that they need to leave.
Okay.
I think you just cut the top out on, they're little, I mean, they're all flowered and they're
Well-
nice trees.
If you can, I would recommend and request that you take that planting along Hillview as far toward that back driveway as you can.
Oh, I will.
All right, and if it means an extra 2 or 3 feet, please do so.
Okay.
And
Wrap it around the corner a little bit.
Yeah.
that would even be
I
better.
mean,
That's
if
nice.
you just want like one more tree, probably
That-
wrap it around the corner.
That, if that's possible, please try to do so. That would be great. And if we can add to our requirement that no truck, or excuse me, no wrecked vehicle is there for more than 24 hours, with the exception of the weekend. I don't know how to,
Which I don't have a problem with that, because they aren't. like we already pull them.
Okay.
Cause what it is we're pretty deep with the insurance companies and they're pretty. Like we won't. Insurance companies like their vehicles move fast. So what we do, if they call us and if they can move their vehicle that day, if we pull it in today and they can have it gone tomorrow morning. We don't charge them the day of storage. Any insurance company will get their vehicle moved. And what we usually do is we take it to a body shop. That don't charge them storage, one of their body shops, you know, what I mean, that they're affiliated with. Cause once you move it to their body shop, they ain't paying storage. We deal with so many of them, State Farm, Erie. On average, if they can get a car picked up the same day that it's wrecked. Like the order comes in today, if they can get the car picked up that day, they save millions of dollars. Across the United States.
Okay.
Just by giving them one day of storage, taking all of it off.
Thank you. What is that space? I can't read anything tonight, but what is that space down along Perry Highway?
That's just a little grass area.
Just all grass?
Yeah, it's
Is
like,
is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah. What's that say above it?
it can't be but 2 foot,
Barber.
2.5 foot wide,
Barber.
3 foot wide.
Yeah, that's a
Or
really,
Barberry, I'm not really. I
yeah,
have to look it up,
it's a really short bush
So
that
they're-
goes
Yeah.
they're really
thick
little,
with spikes.
And they have like. Flowers on them.
Okay,
certain times
okay.
of the year.
All right,
Yeah.
so there'll be some,
He said they just wanted to put something there to make it.
Berries. Yeah, it's a
Kind of
typical.
balance it
it's
out.
a
Anything you can do to
typical
make
Landscaping.
the surrounding piece look better. I certainly am comfortable with, particularly I'm worried about the.
They don't grow hot.
Even the appearance as you're driving down 19, that would be helpful.
okay,
I told my wife to try to buy the house. It's up for sale.
what about you had an issue of the turning left, heading south on Perry, turning left into either of those two driveways. Do you have to cross double yellow line?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's the only way you can make that turn. Is across
So
the double yellow.
we are not the law enforcement,
Yes.
but if you're making a left, heading south on Perry. If you're making a left into either of those two driveways next to the new Barberry or Bayberry bush, you're doing that illegally. Because-
I actually looked that up before this meeting because I
You
was
don't?
concerned about that.
That's not illegal.
It- Apparently, which is probably why I'm Perry High, further north, PennDOT wasn't concerned. If you are pulling into a driveway. It is, the double yellow lines are intended to, and I can send you they're intended to not let you cross them to pass.
Right.
If you are turning into a driveway, apparently it is not illegal to do that. I always thought it was too.
Well, there's double lanes on Perry Highway, going both north and south.
I know,
So the double yellow in the middle, you wouldn't be passing in that
But that's
fashion.
what the double yellows are for. is
You
so
wouldn't go into the oncoming traffic to pass.
One would hope not.
but
Well,
that.
it's gotta have another meaning other than do not pass.
Mhm.
No?
I know when you take your driving test, you take your quiz, the double yellow line is something you don't cross.
You don't cross when you're driving.
On a
No,
driveway,
you don't turn into that either, but I
Well-
thought that was not
Uh,
legal to do.
Do we know?
Is the spell.
Bay, okay. I have no idea.
Based on my background, what Ann said is correct.
You can cross them to turn into something.
yes.
What is a double yellow line? Absolutely no passing or crossing it except to turn into a driveway.
That would make sense
Okay.
because we double yellowed our own driveway
Yeah.
up here.
All right, that's news to me. I would have failed that exam had I.
That's,
I would have too.
So
That's why I looked it up.
Okay,
But-
all right.
if that's the rule, that's the rule.
I
Okay,
guess they figure they can't mark every driveway with the dots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they do that for intersections. The yellow line will be
Right,
dashed.
yeah.
any other comments from the commission? You know, did we ever get
with
Sean?
Sean's online, but
No.
we have not asked him.
Okay.
I'm here. I don't have any additional comments from what we've already discussed.
Okay, thank you, Sean. Ian,
No, good. No, thank you.
yeah.
I have,
So we have an opportunity for public comment. Do we have any public comment that needs to be heard?
Are both of our council members here in liaison function? Or either of you here for public comment?
We're here on this.
So in liaison function.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right, so there is no public comment, so now we need a motion.
Yeah,
No.
I just wanna, well, not know, but, but I just wanna make sure, like, I have collected here in the notes.
Okay,
Potentially what is being proposed as conditions. So what I have written down is no wrecked vehicle for longer than 24 hours except over the weekend. Landscaping is shown on the plan, and do we have an opinion on committing to what the parking diagram is? Did we establish that?
I don't have any opinion on it. Anybody got an opinion on it?
I mean, it's the plan that's proposed. That's what we're acting on, correct?
Well, so any. We were asked, I think, excuse me, we asked Mr. Brown to kind of give us an idea of where the vehicles
Right.
were parked. I think so we could decide if we have an opinion as to whether this should be subject to a
And the
condition.
reason we did like them parking spots going the other way,
Right.
up front.
Right.
In front, they actually face away from the house that's across the way.
Oh, yeah, with the,
Right.
so what I'm asking is, do you all want to incorporate in your motion that a recommended condition be that you need to stick to what's
Yes,
presented
yes,
here? Okay,
yes.
okay,
Yeah,
so
I-
parking, so I've got landscaping plan and parking plan is shown. And no wrecked vehicle for longer than 24 hours except over the weekend. Is
And
there
and
anything
extended
else?
that landscaping to the.
Yeah, I'll try to get it as far back around the corner.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll talk to the guy that owns the parking lot there. They're decent. Even if he ain't probably ain't gonna care if I put one literally right on the corner. I'll
So
talk to him. Cause then it won't hurt his place, it won't hurt mine.
we're looking to
it's kind of
extend
Piece that don't really.
the
be used for
plantings in the
nothing
back.
anyway,
of
To
so-
the,
Yeah.
whatever.
You're not gonna
to
drive
the
it.
east.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
curve.
Yeah.
So
Hillview
I'm not gonna care.
plantings to,
Let's extend Hillview.
Right.
plantings
Along
in
the
back.
drive, the.
as far east as possible.
As for the grounding thing, the contractor have a little discrepancy on it.
Towards east as possible.
They have gravel in the ditch. Is what they have, and they have mulch up top. I don't think it should be mulch, but that's me.
What do you think it
should
ought to
be
be?
gravel? Like a red gravel or something that looks better than mulch.
Yeah.
Cause mulch, I'm sorry to say,
Washes away.
it's gone.
You wash it
You're on a
down.
hill.
Yeah. you
It's
wash it
gonna
down.
go into that ditch.
Yeah.
And to me, it ain't staying. You put gravel there, it'll stay way longer than any mulch, and look way better than any mulch ever will.
With an attractive
But
ground
when
cover.
when they showed it to me, by this time it was already, I don't think he sent it to what? It was late,
Yeah,
and for him to change it again, it was been too.
well, we can, it sounds like maybe the exact ground cover can be tweaked, but
Okay.
really what,
That's what I wanted to
It's
talk
not
about, but I don't,
complaints.
to me, I don't think mulch.
Yeah, I have no
don't
problem
hold
with
up.
the
I
ground.
really
Yeah.
don't think it
Okay.
does.
I agree.
I mean,
If-
you can put it
if
down,
it turns out
it
that-
looks really good, but then in 2 months, it looks like crap again.
My only, and I don't use gravel or rocks for one reason. The weeds grow up through them and then they're held to get the weeds out. So that's the reason I don't use it. But I'm agreeable to whatever is the appropriate and acceptable ground cover that's in good taste.
Okay.
okay,
All right, so with those conditions, can we have a motion to approve the conditional use application submitted by Brown's Towing? I'm sorry?
recommend that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would recommend the town council approve.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a move and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. So, we have approved it for town council to look at it. It's not official till town council looks at it,
And that's the
22nd.
22nd.
22nd. So I suspect you'll be making another
Yeah,
presentation.
'cause that's why I'm the 21st.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. All right, Mr. Brown, thank you for your cooperation.
And literally, if anybody ever sees anything, they can call. Cause I'll take care of it like really quickly,
Okay,
like anything. Cause you're dealing with people. I've dealt with a lot of people. It's no different than any job you ever worked at. They have to deal with people and people don't always follow rules exactly. But we deal with them as the best and as fast as we can deal with them. And we try to keep it as respectable to everybody as we can.
Well, I'm encouraged by the plantings. Any idea when they might go in?
Well, as soon as everything's approved.
Okay,
Yeah, they don't,
I mean,
April, middle of April would probably be the earliest.
that's
Well,
fine. I mean,
It'll be pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's probably 30 days out.
yeah, that's fine.
So from by the time that he councils on the 22nd, I'm gonna say sometime towards the end of May, beginning of June.
That's fine.
But as long as you can plant it then, I
Yeah.
don't know what you can plant, what or whatever like that. I don't know. I'm not much with plants. I don't
They'll-
know.
they'll-
Follow,
They'll want to get them in before the middle of June.
that's what I'm saying. I know that he said that the earlier it is, the better it is. Before it gets beaten sun on, it. So,
Good.
all right.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the March 5, 2024 minutes. Are there any comments, edits, anything to be added or subtracted from the minutes?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
Sean, nothing?
Nothing for me, no.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
So moved. And second?
I'll second.
I thought so. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. And we have room for general public comment if there is any.
Doing a wonderful job.
From our distinguished guests, any public comment?
Listen, you guys are.
All right. No public comment, and we need a motion to adjourn.
Oh.
Motion from Al, second from Shelley. Yeah, I knew it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Sean.
Good, how are you?